Shut up and sit down.
Are you recording? Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video with Mac Morris, and today we are talking about what this good old nighttime routine looks like. So, if you are in the process of growing your hair out or you have long hair, you know that going to sleep, especially with kinky coily hair similar to mine, is tough to deal with, especially at night. So I'm gonna provide a couple tips and walk through you guys what I do for myself, and that'll hopefully help you guys kind of get moving, feel more comfortable about nighttime, and less stressed about what in the world my hair is about to look like when I wake up, right? Because as much as I love my sleep, I've had to master this. And if you know me, you know, if you call me, the likelihood that if I don't answer, I'm probably asleep, it's probably about a good 90%. Nonetheless, let's go and get started. Before we do though, I just want to give a couple of tips for us short-haired folk, and then I can get us to our long-haired people. So if you do have short hair, the trade-off here is that when you are going to bed, you have to make sure that you protect your hair, of course, just like us. But the likelihood that it's going to be more matted down is way higher. Because in your case, it's going to be a lot harder for you to braid it, twist it before you go to bed. Otherwise, it's going to take you a lot of time. And I don't know about y'all, when I had short hair, I wasn't doing that. I would just throw a do-rag on it, call it a night, it would just be matted in the morning. So if you have short hair and you are going to put a do-rag, put a bonnet on, and you know it's going to be matted, I suggest this. Before you go to bed, I personally like to wet it. You don't have to by any means, but I personally like to wet it. Put like a little bit of product, put something light on, maybe leave-in conditioner, something real simple. Put your bonnet on, go to sleep like you would. When you wake up, spray with water, right? I was doing a lot of wash and goes, a lot of shake method when my hair was shorter because it was easy, like super easy. So I get up, take my bonnet off, or in my case a do-rag, spray with water, like get it nice and damp, apply product. In my case right now, don't judge. This is Cantu, and I already know Cantu has a bad rap, but get some leave-in conditioner, apply it thoroughly to your head, and just shake. The other flip side of that is if you want to just get in the shower and just wet your hair, that works too, instead of like using a spray bottle like I typically do. Just make sure that you get it nice and wet. And the purpose of that is, you know, your hair's not gonna be able to hold the moisture unless it already has moisture. And when you wake up, the likelihood that it's a little drier, it's probably gonna be higher. So reapplying it with some water, leave-in, shaking it, probably the easiest, quickest way to get it moving. Otherwise, continue watching the video, and I'll show you guys what I do, which will be a little bit easier, it'll take more time for us folks to have shorter hair. So let's get into it. So I'm starting with, I think this is what, like day, Lord knows, stress hair, probably like 7 or 8. I washed it about just over a week ago or about a week ago. As you can see, it's pretty dry right now. I had put some leave-in in before, and I kind of neglected over the weekend because it was just homecoming, and I was like, I ain't doing all that, you know. But now I was like, you know what? I got gigs this weekend. Let's make this thing look like something, right? As you guys can see, my hair looks crazy. Right? That's okay. We're about to get it looking right. So what I'm gonna do to start is part this bad boy up so you guys can see what it do. And then from here, part it. I usually do halves. I typically will do 2 on this side, but today I think I'm gonna do 3. So I'll break this up into 3, and I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. So just to set the scene a little bit more, imagine you're just about to go to bed. You're like, all right, let me just do something to my hair real quick. This is where we're at right now. I just broke this up into, of course this isn't 2 separate parts, but I usually do typically more in the front just because my hair is a little bit loose in the front. But this is number 1. I'll do 2 more with this one, and then I'll just walk you guys through what I'll do per part, and we'll just speed this along. Okay. So to talk y'all through it, all I'm gonna do is apply water, and a good amount of water to it, get it nice and wet. Next, I'm gonna add some of my tried and true. Ooh, you guys cannot see that. It's black castor oil though. Tried and true, and then I'm gonna use my can too. I gotta get rid of this mess. Okay, I'm not getting more relaxed. I'm gonna do my can too with this. You'll notice too is I'm not putting that much product on my hands just because I've already had some product in it. I don't want the buildup to be too much. There's already some that's in it, even though you can't really tell, and I don't want to be fighting my scalp in about a week when I have to rewash it. So trying to make my life a little easier. So get ready for that braid. Everything's looking good. All right, so now I'm breaking this up and I'm starting more braid. And when you're doing this, you'll notice that it may be a little more difficult to keep it even, meaning each of your 3 parts for the braid are even. And if you do, don't worry, it's not a huge deal. Because in the end, more than likely you're gonna take these loose unless you're going for the look of the braid itself. Typically I wouldn't suggest it just because it'd be like you're redoing your hair completely, and this is more of like a quick thing to do so that way your hair doesn't look super crazy the next day. So. Probably notice there may be some dead hairs hanging. Feel free to chop those off. Especially once you get to know your hair and like what the length actually is. Like this much, I'll probably cut off at the end. Not a huge deal. But that's braid number 1, baby. And then, so I'll repeat that for this side and this side, and then I'll check back in with y'all. Give me 1 sec. All right, I'm back. I got one more section to do. Sorry, I'm bobbing and weaving right now because my dumb circle light is acting up. But I got one more section to do. I'm gonna show you guys one more time. So you guys, wish you guys like that. It's very similar to what I usually do. So like I said before, water it down. Make sure it's nice and wet. You don't want to do this on super dry hair or dry hair at all. Last 2 steps that you have, and you don't have to do this one actually, so it could just be one, but I know my hair, I know when I have some dead ends, and I'll just go ahead and chop them off. The reason why I say be wary of this is because this one's actually pretty good. More than likely your hair might be a little lumpy, or it's not at its full length because it wasn't all wet at one time, you didn't just wash it, so there's a chance that you could have gotten it caught up when you were braiding it, or one side is not as long. You can see like right here for this braid, like some of it got kind of stocked up, which isn't a big deal for me just because I know I'm gonna take it out the next day or the day after. But if you're going for style, then one, this could be an issue. If you chop down here, then it turns out it was long. It turns out longer than the rest of the sections, and you probably don't want that. But like I said, I know my hair, that was actually pretty good too. So I don't mind chopping them down a little bit. Like that little straight baby right there, he can go. Nice knowing you. And I'll chop this one up a little bit. But like I said, since it curls up, it's also kind of hard to tell, especially if you have like coily kinky hair like mine. It's kind of whatever. So last step is that we grab this good old do-rag, or for some people, bonnet. Put that on, and you're good to go to bed, yo. So I'll throw this bad boy on, call it a day. Sometimes I'll leave it on all day, especially if I don't leave home. Like, I'll just be chilling. You can tie it however you want, and you can knock out. You don't even need a silk pillowcase or a satin pillowcase, although I suggest get one because I have one too. But just in case like it comes off, you're a wild sleeper, throw one of these bad boys on, you're good to go. Well, thank you all for checking out my video. I hope these tips helped you out. Kind of took some ease off what you can do the night before just to get your head together, because I say in all, that probably took me maybe 25 minutes, if that, which really isn't that much time, and that's including like me stopping the video and doing whatever. So comment, like, subscribe, let me know how this helped you out, and we will see you guys on the next one. Thanks, y'all.